I would try to become friends with people and they would just stay away from me. I was just a new kid who would walk in and everyone would just laugh at me, pick on me, bully me. I would even get beat up in school. Quazi here, and today I want to share with you a very personal video where I'll be talking about my experience when I was a child, overcoming social anxiety. So this will be about 7-8 years ago. I was living in England around 2012. Yeah, I just moved from Africa, so west of Africa in Côte d'Ivoire, and then I just moved to London, England, and I started school there. I started year 8 at a school called Burnside High School, and while I was attending school there, I didn't have many friends. Loser. What I want to talk to you about is how I overcame social anxiety and how I went from no friends at all to making a lot of friends, becoming the person that I wanted to become, and attracting the things subsequently into my life. Let's talk about who I was during that time. I was around 12 years old, just moved from Africa, and I was just looking for friends, people to make friends with, but because I was different from them, I had a different accent. I slightly had an African accent. It was funny, but I didn't have a British accent like them, so I kind of got ostracized. And also I was sort of annoying with my personality, which is understandable. But anyway, what happened throughout that time was I would try to become friends with people and they would just stay away from me. I was just a new kid who would walk in and everyone would just laugh at me, pick on me, bully me. I would even get beat up in school. It was horrible. Every day I would go home, hide my tears from my mom. I'd just go into my room and just be depressed all the time. And this happened for around 2 years. For 2 years I just didn't have any friends, and my only way of making friends was giving my lunch to the other kids, hoping that I'd become friends with them. What happened was there was eventually a turnaround that I faced. So 2 years later, after year 8, after year 9, one summer, I went to Bangladesh, and that was a change in scenery for me. So anytime something doesn't go the way you want, a change must occur. In order for growth to occur, something must change. Change is needed for growth. Growth isn't needed for change. One summer, I went to Bangladesh, and in there, I've just left England from that depressing atmosphere where I was getting bullied every single day and I didn't even like it there. I went to Bangladesh and I saw my cousins, I saw my family, and I really started to feel happy. I was so excited to be in Bangladesh with people who love me, people who respect me, and I was just around 14 years old, and I was truly, genuinely happy during that summer. And when I went back, I started getting depressed again, knowing that I'd start school. And I was so depressed on the first day of school in September that I didn't even want to go. I distinctly recall this, that I just didn't want to go to school. And I was so angry, so I switched from this depressive state to anger. First few days of school in year 10, after year 9, I just started becoming really angry. So as we know from David R. Hawkins' scale of the levels of consciousness, the lowest level state was apathy, which was where I was at most of the time because of my situation, because of how I felt within. And all of a sudden, before going to school, after my life-changing experience in Bangladesh, maybe at Bangladesh I was at the neutral level or even higher up. I was feeling good. I was feeling good in my body. I was feeling good in my environment, in my atmosphere around me. But then I went back down to that apathetic level. And as soon as I started school, I said, you know what? I choose not to be the victim anymore. I hate this. Something must change. And that's when it clicked. I really didn't know about the law of attraction before this time. I didn't know about any self-help, personal development stuff. And maybe that explains why I'm so into it now. But I didn't know about any of these techniques. And one day I just said, you know what? I don't want to be the victim anymore. So I went from my depressive, apathetic state back up to anger. And I just felt so angry at everything. You could literally see it in my face in year 10. I was just an angry kid. I would sit in class and just be alone in the corner, angry and isolated. And I would just go about my day in anger. And I knew that something had to change. So I channeled all this anger into working out, because one day I watched this movie and I saw that the popular kids were really muscular, attractive, and I thought that getting better looking would help me, because I was also bullied for not being the best looking kid. So I really wanted to get better looking, and I wanted to change the way that I looked. I was always teased and bullied for being ugly, so I begged my mum to get me braces. And she did end up getting me, we ended up getting braces. Okay teeth now. I was just super angry, and I started working out, doing these little bicep curls at 15 years old, just trying to build some muscle so I could fit in. And I also started to focus on my studies because I wanted to get a good job when I grew up. I wanted to be intelligent, I wanted to make money. I never wanted this to happen again. So I started studying really well. And all of these things that I did was actually coming out of this core principle of I want to be a different person. So do you see how powerful that is? It doesn't matter what you do. It matters who you are. If you want to attract a certain kind of thing into your life, and I didn't know this at the time, but if you want to attract a certain kind of thing into your life, you must change the channel that you are at right now. So it's like changing the position of the antenna so you can receive a certain signal. Does that make sense? So I was trying to change myself as a person so I could attract the things into my life. And all of these activities, such as lifting, such as studying, I wanted to become a well-rounded person. And I always subconsciously just visualized myself becoming this popular kid at school who would just interact with everyone, who would become friendly, who would flirt with the cute girls, and who would have his first girlfriend, which by the way did happen towards the end of that semester in that school. Basically, I would see myself before even falling asleep. I remember this. Before falling asleep, I would just visualize, and this wouldn't be a forced visualization, but somewhat natural, that I would see myself in school and everyone's just cool with me. I'm just dabbing people up, having fun, and I'm not feeling anxious. No one's bullying me, no one's picking on me. And all of these actions that I did was done to consolidate that new person that I was intending to become. So this is what the fundamental of parallel reality or identity surfing is. You change the core identity, because we know that in the parallel universe space, there is an infinity of possibilities. So there's a person, there's a Quazi here who's a loser, who's getting bullied right now. There's also a Quazi at this moment in time in a parallel universe. The most popular guy in school, muscular, healthy, happy, and also there's a Quazi who's not even there. There's a Quazi that's dead, caught up in some tornado or some natural disaster. So all of those realities are possible. And it just depends which reality you choose. So the only thing we can do is choose. The freedom of choice is given to every single one of us. As I started doing these activities out of the mindset of becoming a different person, becoming the popular Quazi, I started seeing myself as the popular Quazi. And as I started lifting, I started seeing results because of the core fundamental person that I wanted to tap into. And these results were in the form of I was getting good muscles, and then attention was being drawn to me, and then the braces started working. My teeth got really straight. So the dentist said it would take me 2 years, but within 4 months, my teeth were perfect and I was ready to get my braces off. What I'm trying to say is, if you can charge your intentions and charge your personality by tapping into that core fundamental person you wish to become, and you start visualizing who you want to become, and whatever action you do is based around that, then the results will always be there. And it may not be immediate, it might take some time to come into play, but eventually, whenever your attention just falters, just remember to bring it back to the person you wish to become. And the only thing you can do is choose who you want to become. And this who you are attracts this reality that you get. And towards the end of year 11, when I was going to leave England and go to New York, I was really sad to leave because I'd made so many friends. Everyone loved me. I was one of the popular kids. I remember in prom, my last day before I leave, I had to say goodbye to a lot of close friends, and it was just really tough. And I was super depressed, and I didn't want to go to New York. But that's another story for later, how I started my life in New York. What I want to conclude this video with is, if you want to get rid of social anxiety, if you want to change your current situation, something must change. I remember lifting, I remember wearing nice clothes, I remember asking my mom to get me braces, I remember getting better haircuts, I remember doing all of these things, eating healthy, studying, because I wanted to be a well-rounded person. I had this image of me, an image of Quazi, who is a well-rounded person, who is appreciated, loved by everyone around him, and this Quazi who doesn't have any social issues. So this core identity is supported by the actions that you take. Every single action that you take, the very act of wearing nice clothes, the very act of going to the gym and lifting, that all consolidates this identity. I do because I am. That's what I want to hammer in this video. So any action that you do should be done because you are this person that you wish to become. You become the person first, you do the things, then the reality just gets attracted. Don't worry about what's happening outside of you. Just focus on bringing your attention to the core person you are right now. I really hope that video helped, and thanks for watching. I'm growing a massive Facebook group where I'll be sharing all of these techniques, all of these tricks to manifest the life of your dreams, so click on the link to join. Also, I'm super excited to announce that the Reality Mastery Coaching Program is doing extremely well. So for those of you who don't know what the Reality Mastery Coaching Program is, it's going to be a 6-week program divided up into 3 phases. So the first phase, I teach you the theory behind the law of attraction and every single thing you'll need to apply. And then there is a bridging section where we do application to real life practices, and we bridge this theory into reality and application. And also at the end we do a sustenance phase where we sustain all of these teachings that we've gotten, all of these exercises, and develop them into habits. So this habits session is very important because no matter how much I'm going to love working with you, I don't want to see you again, because you'll have all the tools you need to live the life of your dreams. I hope you can join Reality Mastery Coaching Program, and if you're interested, I'm offering a free consult right now until the 11th of February. That's right. So this offer is ending on the 11th of February. I'm going to do these free consults until then, and then I'm closing down the interviews. So if you haven't signed up for your free consult yet, click on the link in the description below and book a time. So I'll see you there. Thanks for watching this video. Till next time. Peace.